welcome to GottaBeReel movie reviews with Thommi
and
Jules. And right now we're doing a classic review of Arachnophobia.
Ooh, if you got arachnophobia, you might want to wait till the next. We do the next one because it's going to be kind of creepy-ish. I love this.
We don't. There's no spiders here. I mean,
but they came out of nowhere. Wait, remember? They started wait. Let's tell them what it's about.
If there's spiders here, you better say something. You better comment.
Arachnophobia. This was in 1990.
Yes.
When this came out.
Yes.
You know what the thing with me about, like, I watch a lot of horror, and I'm okay with the decapitations, eviscerations. I have two vices. I can't see a bunch of bugs or spiders all in one place just moving in. That just gives me the chills. Let's talk about who was in this movie.
I go to the movies a lot with my dad, but he's like, if there's anything with maggots in it, I'm out.
Maggots is the worst. It's that and vomit.
He will not go.
I can't do the vomit.
I'm fine with all of it.
Okay, let's talk about arachnophobia.
They called this, back when it came out and they did the trailer, they called it a thrillamedy. So a thriller and a comedy.
And you know what, this one though, I didn't see much comedy. Not for this one. We'll talk about a different one later. But
John Goodman's character.
Oh no, sorry, he is freaking hilarious. He takes his job like he works at the Secret Service.
All right,
so let's tell him.
Let me tell you who's in it. Let me tell you who's in it. All right.
So, getting excited. I like this.
This is gonna be a pretty good amount of people because this movie was so good and it's a classic. And now all these people are still actively acting and stuff. So you had Jeff Daniels. He plays the dad. Harley Jane Kozak plays the mom because we're focusing on a family. Julian Sands plays Dr. James Atherton. He's the spider specialist. John Goodman, as we mentioned, he's the infestation manager, the otherwise exterminator.
He had to make it sound fancy. When you watch this, you'll see why.
Oh yeah.
It's a riot in this movie.
Stuart Pankin, Henry Jones, Brian McNamara, Peter Jason, Roy Brock Smith, and Kathy Kenny. Now, I know I'm saying some of these names and some of you might be like, who? But just look at the pictures.
You'll see them around
like,
other stuff.
You'll be
that person.
That person. I remember them. They're in a lot of stuff because they are, especially back then. They were in everything.
Jeff Daniels is still popping. He's had a long career.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Great actor. So tell us what happens in this classic Arachnophobia. I can watch this movie like 20 times.
I know, right? So we see this family move to this small town. They want to get away from the big city and have a small town life. And the dad's a doctor, so he's the town doctor now. Well, a body comes into the town from this guy that used to live there, and he was in Venezuela looking at they found a new species of spider. Well, he got killed by one of these spiders, and that spider hitchhiked a ride in his coffin and got out and made it with the regular local spider.
Hood spiders that they
hood spiders. They started having all kinds of spider babies. And they're just branching out, just killing people in the town.
And they ain't playing. This ain't like, oh, there's a little spider, let me step on it. No. We'll be sitting here right now, and all of a sudden, you'll see 40 spiders come out the vent. Like, what? Where'd that come from? And it's just
up through the sink and the bathtub. And yeah, it just skeeves me out a little bit.
But I still like the movie. I've always liked arachnophobia.
Me too.
I wonder if people who actually have arachnophobia will be able to watch this movie.
Hey,
they might have bad dreams.
Arachnophobia and you've watched the movie, let us know.
Yeah, I do. And I always like this movie. I like this, and then I also like Eight-Legged Freaks. Eight-Legged Freaks has a little bit more comedy in it, but these two in sync. I had to watch this and then watch Eight-Legged Freaks right after that just because it's so good. I really like
Eight-Legged Freaks because they filmed part of it here, and part of it was filmed at Valley West Mall, which is not that far from where I live.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to go to that mall all the time, so I was super familiar. And the mall was closing, so they did all the mall scenes in there. I even drove by there trying to see if I could be an extra, but I was too scared to like just walk in or something. But yeah, I'm still kicking myself to this day. I was too scared to like be like, hey, can I, just run around with y'all?
And then it makes you like watching this, makes you want to, next time you see a spider, you're like, look at it sideways for a minute, like, hold on. Does this spider look normal? And see, I would know because my dog likes to play with his prey before he eats it. So he does that with scorpions. I've actually caught it. He likes to pet it to death and toss it around and then smell it and then maybe try to eat it. He would probably do that with the spider, but just like with the scorpions, you gotta be careful.
Well, in this movie, the spiders, they didn't harm any of the spiders. And they were so adamant about that there's a scene where John Goodman steps on one, but his boot is actually hollowed out so as not to kill the spider. And then also the small spiders that they used in the forum were Avondale spiders, a harmless species from New Zealand that were provided by Landcare Research in Auckland. So despite their fierce appearance, they really weren't. They weren't bad.
So I didn't get, were these spiders, so they found this new brand. They didn't do any type of lab experiments. Let's see if we can turn this into that. This was just a totally different spider from Venezuela, right?
In the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were researching it at the time. And
Oh,
they said
right.
It's the most deadliest spider in the world.
And indeed it was.
And,
Suck your blood out of you like a vampire. I mean, dude, when they pulled him out, when his body came back to the U.S. and they pulled it out, you couldn't even tell it was him.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally looked like, you know, the little alien.
Mummified or something.
Yeah, it was even worse than that. Like in Men in Black, when he's about to tell you where it's on Orion's, that's what his body looks like. It's all just blood sucked up and all wrinkly, almost like E.T. but worse in a bad way. So this is pretty good. Like, what age? So this is PG-13. What age range would you say for this? Because I don't recall any sex scenes or anything.
It depends on your kid, though. There's no sex scenes, but as you said, it kind of skeeves you out. Even though
you just couldn't do this all the time.
If you know your kid's gonna be having nightmares and keeping you up all night, that's your judgment call. Okay, there's no sex scenes, but there's a lot of spider scenes, and the spider kills people. And so, if your kid is sensitive, maybe you don't want them to watch that.
And
maybe
see a spider in their room and freak.
Not being able to sleep like. I thought I saw a spider.
Yeah, screaming because they want you to come get the
One
spider
of them
out.
was as big as my hand right now.
And it was
crawling around. Most of them were small like this, but one was big like this.
They find a nest and nests are another thing I can't.
Pulsating.
Stop, because I can't look at that kind of stuff. That's another. As soon as I see it, I'll turn my head, or I'll wait until I hear it's gone, because that will make me hurl. It's disgusting.
So, yeah, you know your kids. If your kids are gonna be freaking out and keeping you up all night, maybe you want to skip that one for them. But
it's one of my favorite classics. I do like this. So if you check out Arachnophobia, watch Eight-Legged Freaks right after that. Has a bit of a comedic timing, but they're both really good movies. So
right now, Arachnophobia, I watched that on Showtime or Stars. So just check your local.
I found that in Eight-Legged Freaks. If you just put it in on your phone, where can I watch it? I want to say I watched both of them free. All you do is pull up. It'll tell you which platform. Yeah. Fawsome, Voodoo, IMDb, all kinds of different
YouTube
sites
probably.
you can get. Yep, YouTube as well. Yeah. So yeah, go and watch Eight-Legged Freaks. Get a little creeped out. So you feel how we feel. Oh, Arachnophobia. See what happens when you talk about more than one movie at a time?
Arachnophobia.
That won't happen anymore.
All right.
Get out of here. We want to thank you very much for tuning in to our review of Arachnophobia. Be sure to like and subscribe. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. Like and subscribe. Tell us what you want. We'll review some movies. I don't care if it's gross, just tell us and we'll review it and let's talk about it, all right? Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.